My name is Golsana. I come from Iran, Tehran, the capital. I'm a cello player with a classical background. I played over 10, 12 years in orchestras, theaters, bands, and classical ensembles, also contemporary orchestras. After a while, I started busking and I dived into the world of experimental music, and now I'm here exploring with sounds and interdisciplinary art. So I'm doing a very wide range of artistic works. I have a violoncello duo. It's called Duo's Duel. We do we make original music. It's classical word crossover music. You can check it out, definitely. We collaborate with different artists. So we make music videos. We make cover music, like arrangements, strings for people, composers, clients. We arrange, we compose. During the residency program, I developed a work. It's an audio visual live performance combining electronics, cello, recorder flute, and visuals from the videos that I took in Coswig. And the concept is about the last traces of nature, environment, when everything is collapsed and nothing else is remained, and the hope of renewal. And it's called The Last Wilderness.
Do you think that your migrant background has affected the way you started to develop the project or the idea?
I think as an Iranian, I faced like grief so much. I faced censorship and limitation always in my life, and especially in music and art. And I think, yes, like this grief and this kind of limitations that I face, and I try to get out of it, and the hope of getting out of this is always in my peace and deeply in my heart. Yeah.
Why did you decide to do a more experimental approach? Like it started because of this project or before?
It started before that. Actually, experimental music started from my buskings with my bandmates. We started busking in the streets of Tehran with violin and cello, and we started doing improvisations, and then a new world opened to me, and I knew that I can like later on make original music, because before that I was always playing orchestras and bands with note sheets that were already written. So this was a really new approach to me. After a while I started exploring electronic music also, but because it was always experimenting, I call it like experimental approach.
You also mentioned that you're a multidisciplinary artist, and in this project we can see it, but what was your creative process? Like, you think first as a musician?
To me, this project was all first of all an idea that I wanted to make. Like, I was thinking about this fragile like world that there is always something destroying, whether it's natural disasters or it's human-made disasters, like, I don't know, for example, war maybe, or like pollution that human makes, natural disasters like thunderstorms. I don't know, something happens, the world collapses. And I was thinking, what happens if the disasters are so much? What will remain in the end? And how can I turn this into an art? So I thought music definitely can make it happen, and I can record natural sounds to make it sound real, and the audience can have better connection with it. When they hear water and the plastic, maybe the pollution of the water comes to their mind, kind of it gives them a hint. And so I started field recordings, and also I added visuals and also a sound installation, and also the performance was kind of performative using different objects. So yeah, that's why I call it multidisciplinary.
And was it all new for you? Like the field recording was the first time you did it?
No, it wasn't the first time, but this residency helped me to perform my first solo electronic, electroacoustic live sets. Yeah,
So it was like a milestone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And also, did you think that any influence that you didn't expect appeared during the residency, or you saw what you wanted to do with your project and you have followed everything until the last step?
I've written some things for myself, like step by step what I will do. But for example, when it came to doing the field recordings, I realized that in Coswig, there was too much wind sound and not so many different sounds. For example, Elbe River is a very huge river full of movement, but surprisingly, it didn't have any sound. And like it was a bit challenging. I was like deeply thinking, okay. So it was more like a thinking process to me rather than just jumping and recording like as I wrote to myself. But yeah, in the end, I explored the city, the forest, different like water resources, and it worked out eventually.
Perfect. But then you saw the project being like this. Like it hasn't changed that much. You have faced challenges, but the final result, you were able to think about it and make it.
Yeah, it was kind of the same, but the sound installation came very late to my mind. And yeah, I was thinking to use some objects like stone, wood, soil, but I didn't use them in the end. And I decided to make a sound installation instead using ice and melted ice and capture the sound of it melting.
You think that, well, I mean, obviously your music has evolved a lot during the years, but like, do you think it's more technically or thematically? Like, for example, I think you technically are exploring a lot because you changed from classical music to electronic. Do you feel like the topics you are covering are still the same during your whole career as a musician, or are you changing that as well?
Oh, you mean a concept?
Yeah,
For
exactly.
example? Honestly, I started working on concepts very recently because, as I said before, that it was this classical orchestras and ensembles which they were giving me the concept and I was just playing. During the last 3 years, I started working on like my own concepts, and yeah, every time it changes actually. They always have a deep personal relation with myself because I believe when you have a connection with it, then you can bring it to life.
Was working and living with the other residents?
It was very inspiring. I had a very good connection with all the fellows there, and they're great artists. And it was really interesting to talk with them, to get ideas from them. We all had different kind of arts, although we are all musicians, but our works are very, very different from each other. And it was really interesting, and I really enjoyed talking with them. Also, I had collaboration with Maya. She helped me to make my visuals reactive with the music. So I had the visuals, I took the videos and added effects on them and made it abstract. And Maya helped me during my performance to make the visuals react with the music. That was amazing. Also with Feli, I think we're gonna have a collaboration soon. Yeah.
Lena also told me that you did some of the field recording like together and were sharing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And also, you said this was the first time that you did a performance like that.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think you are going to keep exploring that in the future?
Yes, of course. This was the starting point, and it was always my goal to start. And these 2 months gave me the opportunity to focus on the project, and I am trying to develop it. Like since it finished, I'm working on it, and I want to add more details and make it longer.
And do you have some of that already planned? Do you know what are you going to do?
I'm practicing it after the performance that I had. I'm practicing like different ways to perform it. Like I want to add a more performative part to the beginning.
Okay.
I had it already, but it was short, around like 3 minutes. I want to expand it to around 10 minutes.
Okay.
And also, I want to expand the ending, maybe add a bit of more lyrics to it.
Do you think it's going to be something challenging for you, like add the lyrics, for example, or have you worked with that before?
No, it's not very challenging because I mean, every time I work on a specific part, whenever I feel like it, I do it. I mean, I never push myself
Okay.
very hard. Yeah.
That's good, actually. Nice. So, in the future, you are gonna keep exploring this project on a bigger basis.
Yeah.
And do you want like explore, I don't know, another kind of music, a different music genre or something like that?
Yes. Yeah, of course. I don't limit myself to a specific genre. I like to explore always and also do research when something comes to my mind. I write it down, and whenever the right time comes, I start working on it. But for now, I will start on a new project next month, which I will be directing, and I am also part of the performers, musician, and composition. There will be dancers and two other musicians. That's also interdisciplinary, and it's called 100 Sounds of Belonging, Berlin. And the premiere is on 10th of January,
Okay.
2026. I already wrote like how I want to start, like month by month, from August to January. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's about sound, memory, and migration. So for now, like these three words are the main words that can explain me.
Okay.
Because yeah, I immigrated 2 times. First time to Turkey 5 years ago. I stayed there for 3 years. Then I moved to Berlin. Now it's 2 years that I'm living here, and I always feel like missing home, and there is this a bit of sadness. Also, of course, it's nice to live in other countries and to have freedom of voice and to be free in your work. But yeah, memory of home, like sounds, and these are something that I'm always like feeling and have a relation with them.
That's really good. Also, you always have like a collaborative approach.
Yes.
I find it really interesting. Do you think it's maybe because you started in an orchestra that you think? Well,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this collaborative approach is very big part of my life. I think it's yeah, orchestras was the foundation of building up my musical life. So as I said, this was my first solo performance. Before that, I worked a lot. All of the time, it was with 5 people.
but like it was a good performance for you. You like it and everything, but still, like you are going for more collaborative projects. Do you think you will be performing solo again, or you don't know?
Yeah, I really like to perform solo more because it's more challenging for myself. I mean, collaboration is also challenging, but I want to kind of be more confident in performing solo and with no stress and like to push myself and to learn more also because, for example, for this performance, I learned a lot what I was doing before, and I was I was relying on other people to do the, for example, sound. Now it was on me, and I was learning a lot during the process, which I like it so much. Yeah, so I will do both, definitely.